Hey, what's up, everybody? I wanted to do a quick little review or my take on this car. I just purchased this vehicle, and as to why I purchased this, how it compares to um, other classics that I've driven. And I know that's a weird comparison, but this is just like a old school versus new school comparison. And so this is my new daily. It's a 2025 Acura Integra Type S. Again, it's exactly the same as a Honda Civic Type R as far as the chassis and engine goes, brakes goes, all that stuff. There are some minor differences in this vehicle versus others, or the Honda Civic Type R. Um, and there is a premium for this car versus the Honda Civic Type R. Now, I had sold my 68 Chevelle back in about 2023 for some investments. So I had my 68. That was my fun car, my track car. I set it up. It had about 443 to the wheels, LS2, cammed AFR heads, double adjustable coilovers, chassis braces, big wheelwood brakes, 200 tread tire. I was running a 315 in the rear. It was just a good, solid vehicle. And then for my daily, I had a 72 Cutlass that had a LQ9 with a 4L80, again coilovers. I had a 72 Chevelle, pretty much the same setup, LS2 with a 4L70. I've had a 73 Camaro, updated the suspension on that one as well. That had a 350 with a 700R. And again, those were my dailies. Now, I sold my 72 Cutlass, and I was driving around my OBS Tahoe. I bought that in place of my 72 Cutlass, and it was a two-door OBS Tahoe. Beautiful fucking truck. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And it was cool to drive. But I sold my 68, and then all I had was my OBS Tahoe, and I wanted a daily. Something that did everything, that was reliable, that had a bulletproof drivetrain, and I had four doors, that had a decent amount in the back seat, good brakes, good suspension, and because with my Tahoe, man, it was boring. Like you can't drive it up in these canyons right here. You can't take it to a time attack or an autocross. And I was looking for a car that basically did it all. And it was between, looking for a four-door again that had some performance in it. And it was between this, the Honda Civic Type R, and the 2014 to 2017 Chevy SS. Now, the reason why I didn't go with the Chevy SS is because, and I almost did, I love the LS3. It's bulletproof, probably just as, if not more reliable than this VTEC. And it has 50-50 weight distribution, Brembo brakes, just like this car. But the reason why I didn't go with it is because I don't think it's aging well. There's some cars and some body styles that are timeless. You look at the RX-7, you look at the OBS Tahoe, you look at like the 5.0 old school Mustangs from the 90s. To me, though, the Chevelle, there's the Supra. There's certain cars out there that to me are kind of timeless, and that one isn't, man. I think it looked old in 2017, so that's why I didn't end up going with that. Another thing with this versus the Type R, why I chose this is coming in at an extra 5 or 6K, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but this has some more creature comforts and some things versus the Honda Civic Type R. Now, versus the Honda Civic Type R, we got to talk about the body style. I think, to me, that's worth money. And the color. This is a pearl paint. This has a little bit more depth to it than the championship white. So that was worth the premium. Another thing is the body style. I like this body style. I think it's a lot more refined. I think it's I guess you could say it's less of a sleeper. I think it looks a lot more aggressive, but it's not flashy at all. And again, all this is subjective, but I think that this body style is better. I do like the fender flares. I'm not a big fan of the wing in the Type R. This had a little bit more of a low profile rear spoiler. And so I like the rear. Trust me, I think the Honda Civic Type R, and I'm a muscle car guy, it's a beautiful car. But I really like this aggressiveness, and I think that this vehicle is a lot more refined. And another thing is the sound system. I'm not gonna put any bumps. I don't want any shit like that. No 12-inch subs in the trunk. But I think the Honda Civic Type R sound system is not that good. I would have upgraded it anyways. This right here, this sound system is an upgrade versus the Type R, and I'm happy with it. I'm beyond happy with it. For me, it's cool. Again, that's subjective. Maybe if you're 20 something years old and you know, you listen to that mumble rap bullshit. For me and my Nas and my Wu-Tang, this system is good enough, man. Another thing over the Type R is the interior. So this doesn't have a racing seat. I fucked up my back, fractured a couple of vertebrae, and so this seat right here is comfortable versus the racing seat, the non-adjustable racing seat. Well, let me rephrase that. This has an electric. It's an electric seat. The Honda Civic Type R is not. It's a straight up racing seat. It is. I think you can adjust it somewhat, but this has less bolstering. But to me, it's a lot more comfortable than the Honda Civic Type R racing seat. And again, this is electric. This is an electric seat. Honda Civic Type R is not. And both these are heated seats. So that was something else that I liked over the Honda Civic Type R. This has about 5 more horsepower, if I'm not mistaken, and a little bit more sound deadening. And then lastly, over the Honda Civic Type R is the exhaust. The exhaust in this is a lot better. It's a little bit louder, and it has that popping noise. It's not loud and obnoxious like some of these 3 Series motherfuckers and M3 motherfuckers that are driving around here that are popping for every time they lift off the throttle. This is a little bit more subtle, but it still sounds nice. It's not too loud. It's not too obnoxious. You know, so to me it sounds good. I'm not going to change the exhaust in this because coming from LS's and you know 350s and shit, it's hard for this 4-cylinder to sound good. It's hard, man. I hear some exhaust and it does sound good, but it sounds kind of fake. You know, like I'm not a Flowmaster fan. I think the Flowmasters, there's something about it. It just sounds, I don't know, man, artificial. And so I'm probably going to leave the stock exhaust. There are some upgrades that I'm going to do, maybe with the downpipe, that's going to change the tone anyway. But if I had the Honda Civic Type R, I most definitely probably would have changed the exhaust in that into something that this has. So again, this is why that premium to me, I didn't mind spending it over the Honda Civic Type R. Now, as far as the back seat goes, that back seat has plenty of room. It's a lot more room than the 3 Series. A lot more room than that Lexus. I think, what is it, the IS or whatever? I think it has a lot more room than that. I did add the carbon fiber stuff. This is aftermarket. It's just double-sided tape, man. You just put it over. I'll put the link in the video as to where I got it, and it fits perfectly. Now, right here, there is some interior lighting, and I was concerned that maybe the cut wouldn't have been perfect and would have covered this interior lighting, and it didn't, man. So this shit actually fit pretty damn good. I got it for the back cup holders and the back door trim as well, and I got it for the center console and the little charging ports there as well. But you can see that this carbon fiber trim fit pretty damn good, and on my steering wheel, man. And it looks almost stock. It looks almost stock. So that is one thing I did do in the interior. But now, as far as the outside goes, man, again, has Brembo brakes. They're a 2-piece rotor. They feel fucking amazing on this. The steering is great in this. I know it's electronic, if I'm not mistaken, but I think it feels good. These air ducts here are functional. Okay, they are for the brakes. They cool the brakes. This is aluminum hood. Okay, this air vent right here is functional as well. Again, it doesn't have the big loud wing in the back, which I like, but I do like the flares. It does look very, very aggressive. Now, as far as the trunk goes, it is a hatchback. Another thing I liked about it, was this back seat, it folds down. So if I need to haul a bunch of shit, I put in 4 tires in here, 275, 35, 19, and they fit fine back here, man. The back seat folds down, has a little, little storage right here. It's got a little sub right here. I don't think the Type R has that. Again, what I was talking about, how the sound system's a little better in this. But this is plenty of space, man. You got a couple kids or whatever, you could probably put all their shit back here. But for me, a single dude, man, I'm good to go with this, man. So I haven't had any issues, man. It feels good. I did do an oil change after 700 miles after the break-in. The dealership looked at me crazy, man. They were like, what the fuck is this guy doing here? We're doing an oil change. But I know I took it easy. I didn't redline it, and I did the oil change. I don't give a shit what anybody says. You do. There is a break-in period. There is a lot of shit in that oil during that break-in period. Get it the fuck out. If you're going to keep the car, get it the fuck out. I'm buying this shit. I'm not leasing it. So I just did an oil change. I did do a PPF from the front, or from this front fender on forward. And from Technic Auto Spa, I also did, a PPF right here. And on my pillars. On my pillars right here also. Both of them, the BNC. And yeah, so I did a whole PPF in the front end, just to kind of protect it some. Now this stance that you see right now, it is slightly lowered, and I put a different tire size. Now the tires that were on here were a 265/30, and they were the Michelin Pilot 4S. I put a 275/35. Now this is a wider tire, about half an inch wider, and it's about a 1 inch diameter taller. So it fills that wheel gap a little bit more. So a stock one doesn't look like this. And I didn't have to lower it 1 inch or 1 1/4 inches like some of these drop springs are to close that gap from the top of the tire to the fender, because this is a taller tire. Again, it's closing that gap that tire's closing that gap about a half inch. And then on top of that, I have about a 3/4 to, a little bit over half inch drop. So that gap closed about a little over an inch for me. Now there's some people that you might see that have a 265/30 tire, the stock size. They have to drop it an inch to close that gap from the top of the tire to the fender. I didn't have to do that, and I didn't want a huge drop anyway, because I didn't want to change the geometry of this front end. I think Honda did an excellent job with this suspension, its geometry, minimizing that torque steer, if not eliminating it. And I didn't want to fuck with the geometry too much, and too much drop will do that. So this is minimal, man. And that's exactly what I wanted. The springs I used were H&S Springs. And again, that and the spoon had a minimal drop. The other ones were about 1 inch, 1 1/4 inches, and that would have been too much for me. I'm good with what this provides. So again, these are 275/35 Falken 660 pluses. Shout out to Falken. I've been running these even on my 68 Chevelle. I had the 615s, the 660s, and now these are the 660 pluses. So what else, man? But this car, man, it is fucking fun to drive, man. This is the funnest car other than my Chevelle that I've ever driven, and I've had a lot of fun cars before in the past. They weren't any Lamborghinis or any fucking Ferraris or Porsches and shit like that. They were all old school cars. And I always like driving old school cars because of how I felt driving them, man. I always felt it was fun to get behind that wheel. It was never boring. The only car that was kind of boring was the Tahoe. It was cool to drive, but it could be a little fat and lazy. But this car right here, man, it is it's like I don't know, man. I get excited to get behind the wheel of this. I know that shit sound corny, but I fucking love getting behind the wheel of this. I can't wait to take this shit down an open road. I'm out here in Angeles Crest right now, and this motherfucker is fun. It handles extremely fucking well. It's like a dart. I know these tires help a lot, but this thing is fucking fun. It feels extremely planted. I am gonna do some. All these cars from the dealer have understeer in them, and I'm gonna put in a rear spoiler. I mean, as you were a rear sway bar from I think it's called RV6. So that's the one that I'm looking at that I'm gonna go with. But this car, I'm telling you guys right now, it is fucking fun to drive, dude. If you're looking for a daily that kind of does it all, you got 4 doors, 320 horsepower, 3,200 pounds, Brembo fucking brakes, reliable drivetrain, room in the back for your fucking fucked up ass kids. You got a big ass trunk. You can put all their shit back there. And if you're looking for a car that does it all, man, this is it, dude. I am really surprised as to how happy I am. I didn't think it was gonna be, I didn't think it was gonna feel this old school, if that makes any sense. Like, I didn't think, you get in some of these cars and these SUVs or Teslas, these cars kind of fuck. Even with the Corvette, man. My buddy got a Corvette, and I was just kind of like, I don't know about that, man. Like, it was cool. Trust me, I like it. That car has so much tech in it, dude. That car fucking drives itself, man. This car had more of an old school feel than the new C8 Corvette. Don't get me wrong, the C8 Corvette is a fucking monster. I think dollar for dollar, there's not a lot of cars out there that can outperform it. And I like the Corvette. I'm not comparing this car. I'm just telling you that this car I felt like I was driving a car from the fucking 90s and shit, and it's a good feeling, man. It's a good feeling, especially if you're an old school guy like me, and you want that same feeling in a new car. None of these new cars are doing it for you, man. I would definitely look at this car. I would definitely take a look at this one, or the Honda Civic Type R. Now, this suspension is a little bit softer as well than the Honda Civic Type R. It's the same suspension. It's just the computer, that module. If you have a Type R and you want the damping to be the same as this, you can just get this Type S module and put it in a Type R, and you'll have the same settings. There are 3 settings in here. Let me show you real quick. So this car does have some adjustability in it, and so you have 3 modes. You have sport. Let me wait for this shit to load. So you have sport, or you got Sport Plus, which is the stiffest, sportiest mode, loudest mode. You got Sport, and then you got Comfort. Now, what these do is, and you can have your own individual mode too. So you can put the individual button here. And what it does when you go on individual mode is, or any of these other modes, it changes the engine note. I'm not sure if it gives you more horsepower, what it does. I don't know if it changes anything like that. But for me, what I notice is that the engine, as far as the exhaust goes, it's a lot louder. That's when you'll hear the pops. You have steering. That'll, how much resistance you want in your steering. And Sport Plus will be the stiffest, give you the most resistance. In Comfort, you'll have less resistance with your steering. As far as suspension goes, obviously Sport Plus will be the stiffest. I don't know if it minimizes the electronic stability control also. There is a traction control button, I think, right here. I haven't fucked with it too much, but I don't know if it does anything with the ESC as far as suspension goes. I would like to think so, but I'm not sure. And then Sport Plus mode or Comfort mode, it just changes the gauges on there. So yeah, man. But again, if you put it up here on the Canyons, I just been having it on Sport Plus. But on individual mode, I like the engine on Sport Plus, steering on Comfort. I don't like that much resistance when I'm driving. Suspension on Comfort also, and then the gauges on Sport Plus. Again, that's just, you could set it the way you want. But when I'm up here on the Canyons, I put on Sport Plus. This fucking manual is outstanding, man. It's a 6-speed. It's great. Compare, I sat in traffic in this car and it was no issue. Sitting in traffic in my 68 could be a little bit of a bitch, but this one right here, man, it was so fucking silky. I was sitting in traffic for like, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes, some shit like that, going from Pasadena to Rancho Cucamonga, and it was no fucking issue at all, man. So think about LA traffic or wherever it is that you're at. You're worried about, man, is this manual gonna be a bitch? Negative, dude. This thing is fine in traffic, so I wouldn't sweat it. Downtown traffic, it don't matter. This is not that bad. So again, I heard this is one of the best manuals on the market. I don't know, I haven't driven enough cars to verify that, but they even say that this is even better than some of these Porsche transmissions out there. I'm not even bullshitting you. But this thing feels exceptional, bro. It's so easy to drive. It's so easy to put in gear. There is rev match. You can turn it off if you want to. But yeah, man. Now I bought this out in Sherman Oaks, and they don't really have any markups for these cars anymore. These dealerships are hurting, man. So, but a lot of them get what they get. If you want to spec it out, there's not a lot of options anyways. A lot of it is just cosmetic, but you can't even get that. A lot of these dealerships are getting just what they're getting. I don't even know if they can choose the fucking color, but I bought it out in Sherman Oaks. It wasn't a headache there. They were good to go over there versus some other dealerships I had been to. And I ended up, there was a dealership right next to me in Alhambra, but I wasn't really feeling it. But I was kind of debating between this white and the red. The red, I'm telling you right now, you guys need to look at that in person. It fucking looks good. And I know with some bronze wheels, that thing will be sick. So anyways, hope you guys like this review. If anybody's got any questions, go ahead and drop a comment or leave it in the comment section. If you like the video, drop a like. But if you are looking for a new daily, I know the economy's kind of fucked up. Motherfuckers are broke right now. This is why inflation is going to go back up. It didn't matter who won the election, motherfucker. So that's why I sold my Chevelle to buy some crypto. So we'll see what happens with that. But if you do have some money to get a new car and you're looking for a fun car, this is it right here, man. This is it right here. So again, I'm happy with it, man. I think that this is a lot more refined. I think this is a grown man's type R. I know some motherfuckers are gonna get mad when I say that. This is a lot better than that WRX, and I think the WRX has just been going downhill. Like it seems like every fucking model is just getting worse and worse. So as far as looks go, the new one is uglier than shit. So anyways, take care, man. God bless. Hey, this is beautiful out here, man. Angeles Crest again. This car is just amazing with it. Take care, man. You guys, God bless.